Hi, everybody. Recruiting Animal here on February 18th. February 18, 2026. The headline is Introvert Recruiters Don't Have to Be Losers. Okay. And here's a parallel. Even people who like to work out, they work out regularly, they don't always feel like going to the gym. Okay. But once they're there, they get into it. They like it, and they're happy they went. Okay. And this guy, Rob Henderson, I think his name is, he said from what he's read, it's the same for introverts. If you ask them, do you think you're going to enjoy going to this party and meeting new people? They'll tell you no. But if you get them out there and they talk to one or two people, then they start to enjoy it. So that's a profound idea for someone who's a recruiter and has to talk to a lot of people every morning. The first thing in the morning, they might feel like, I don't want to do this. But they know that if they just make one or two calls, it's going to be fun or not, it's going to be tolerable. What do you think about that? Does that make sense to you?
Yes. It's what I call action before feeling. And it's in that very famous recent book, Atomic Habits. He talks about that. And I'll even talk about how when I was a kid playing Little League, everybody, you always wanted to bat. You wanted batting practice. But when you started the season, they were never going to let you do that because they wanted to make sure you could field, you got other basics down. And then the good coaches, they would bring you 4 feet from the fence, 2 buckets of balls, and they would lob balls and let you hit. And we loved hitting, loved it. But that got us acting so that we'd feel how to hit, how to swing. And it works. And so translating it.
Somehow I don't see that as a direct parallel, but I'm
okay. If I make my first 3 calls or first 8 calls, I'm looking to get 2 good calls. Then I'm on a roll.
What you're saying is you need to do something to warm up. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Well, you need to get in the water.
Okay, but the thing is, you were eager to play that baseball game. You weren't. They didn't have to coax you into it, right?
Yeah, but you're right. You're playing yourself a mind game. You know how people say "fake it till you make it."
Yeah.
I don't agree. You have to. It's all vernacular, animal. Instead of that, maybe you have to say, act like you are. Act like the person you want to be. Now it's kind of the same thing, but it's a different mindset.
Well, I'll tell you why. I don't think you can fake it till you make it. I don't think you can act like the person you want to be because you're not that person. If you could be that person, you wouldn't have any problems. Okay.
I disagree.
Mechanically and functionally in process, you can. Like, let's take Tommy. Let's take Rich. Okay. Let's just say, for sake of argument, Tommy calls 30 people in the morning, 30 people in the afternoon. He just does that. And let's say I don't yet. Let's say I do 10. But if I say, I want to be like Tommy, I'm going to call 30 people. Okay, that's going to force me to, how do I allocate my time? How do I do this? How do I do that? And I become that person.
Okay, if I say I want to be witty like Jerry Seinfeld, no matter how hard I try, I'm not going to be witty, okay?
Yeah, but can you pick somebody
I'm
that's
halfway
actually
there, I got to say, compared to some people, they're so boring that there's no chance in hell that they're ever going to be funny.
But I have 2 things about that, animal. 1, can you pick somebody who is actually funny? Number 2.
I think he's funny. I like him.
It's funny you say that. I did a business plan for a group of investors. I lived at the Comedy Stores for a long time. I mean, multiple times a week. There is actually a process, a workflow for a good comedic act.
Okay, fine. Okay,
and if you if you don't have the time or it's not your format here, or you could do something like that.
Okay, well, I think the show does have a far more comedic format than any other recruiting show.
Yes,
which is its primary attraction for me, not to other people though. Okay, next question. Thank you.
Real quick. On the fake it till you'll make it situation, like to me, that is like just having, faking the success, faking the confidence, faking the, I'm a top recruiter. When I started dialing, people, how much do you experience doing this? No. Oh yeah, I've been doing this for years. Right? You got to fake it. You got to act like nothing bothers you. Right. You've been recruiting for years. You know how to do this and fake it until you make it. Make those placements, then you can talk even more confidently. I was always success. My boss yelled at me for calling someone sir. and using the word Mr. Like they're not a sir, they're not a Mr. They're equal to you. You call them by their first name, right? Like you know, he was always adamant about how, you know, everybody we talk to on the phone are our peers, right? Like they're equal to us. No one is above us. In fact, a lot of them are below us, but no one is above us. Right? That was a fake it till you make it thing. I was this 25-year-old, 27-year-old bartender. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Okay, everybody.
Here's one for you, Tommy. No,
We're
on a roll here. Tommy and Rich are like this too. So I had a mentor. We shared walls on an office. We kind of heard each other. He comes to my office one day. He goes, "Who are you talking with?" I was a candidate. I go, "Well, it was Rich Rosen, the executive, the CTO of this Kaiser division. I think he's great for SoCal Edison." And he's like, I go, "Why?" He goes, "Well, you know, you were laughing an awful lot. And you were swearing an awful lot. I mean, what was that about? You know, you need to be above these guys." And I'm like, "Dude, he started it. All I was doing is following his lead." And my mentor said, "Oh, okay, good. How'd it work out? You got a meeting? Yeah, we're having lunch tomorrow. Great." And we placed him.
Yeah, it's all about mirroring. You know, you act how they act.
Fuck yeah, mirroring is mirror. That word that Rich just said is fantastic. You have to do that.
Next animal, now you can move on.
Okay,
Hey,
well,
Rich.
I'll tell you. First of all, Tommy's talking out of his hat. Okay. I know all about acting to fake it till you make it. It really works. I pretended to be a confident person, a confident recruiter, and I was. This guy told us. He just said he was a bartender for 9 years. He told us how outgoing he is. He can't stand in a line at a supermarket without surveying everybody who's with him. Okay. He embarrassed.
He wasn't a
his wife.
successful recruiter. So when people would ask me, you know, "Hey, do you think you can fill this position?" "Oh yeah, I've done it hundreds of times, man. I've been doing this for years." Like,
You know what?
I know how to recruit.
Extroverts are good liars, okay? That's why they're good salespeople.
Animal, what
I'm
do you
a
want
great
us
liar.
to do? Do you want us to tell the client, "Oh no, this is my second week. I'm really scared. I don't know what I'm doing.
And that's called Canadian recruiting. You know,
Please work with me."
it's Canadian style.
No. Here's my point. If they're laughing their heads off at us. Okay? But let me get back to this baloney that Tommy Pistachio Lascio is trying to sell us. Yeah, Rich, you missed it. Okay, the idea is that if you're an introvert recruiter, you don't have to end up a loser. It's like going to the gym, okay? And even guys like you, who like to go to the gym every day. There's some days you don't really feel like it, but once you get there and you start doing a little work, hey, I'm glad I'm here, okay? Well, this guy was saying that it's the same for recruiters. You get up in the morning, you don't feel like making any calls. You're an introvert. If someone asked you ahead of time, "Do you want to make calls? Do you want to meet new people?" "No, I don't think I'll enjoy that." But if you make a few, it'll warm you up, okay? Actually, the comparison was with a party, not with recruiting. I think a party might be a little easier than recruiting. But do you believe that an introvert recruiter or a shy recruiter could warm herself up or warm himself up by making a few calls?
Yeah, you make the easy ones first, then you get, and you build up. You get in a rhythm.
There are no easy ones.
There are.
There are.
So there's people you may have known, people that have responded to you, people that, maybe, hey, you just, yeah. I mean, listen, and no one loves the cold call, right? I mean, I don't know if that's not true, but listen, you got to get into the rhythm of anything else. Once you get in the groove, you're good to go.
Alan was trying to convince me that some boring, dull person could fake it and pretend to be a comedian and witty and funny.
No.
I said no.
There was a very successful recruiter when I was at MRI. It took him 6 months to make a deal, before to make his first deal. He ended up leaving MRI a few years later, but he was like one of the top billers, and now he's got a big consulting practice and everything else. This guy is boring as paint. This guy almost got walked out of the industry multiple times because he was boring as sin. But you know what? He found the right vertical, the right market.
No, what you're saying is a boring person could be successful, which is an interesting thing in itself, but it's not saying a boring person could be interesting. Okay.
A boring person can be interesting too.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's one for you. No, a lot of people don't like doing tech. They can't stand tech guys. You want to know something? You want to know something to get interested in tech guys? Ask them their fucking hobbies. I had guys, all of them had hobbies. All of them. Some were high-end speaker nuts. Some were wine nuts. Some were watches and pens. Some were Microsoft training. That was their hobby. but all of them had hobbies. And if you connected with that, you had a candidate that you could call on, would give you referrals, would teach you and mentor you. So screw this person that you're reading from.
Okay, well, but those
Fired up.
yeah,
How much
it
coffee?
sure is, but it's not a good. It's an interesting story, but it's not a good.
story,
It's
and
not a
and
good
it's
comparison.
accurate.
Just
Look,
like
I
Rich
was
is
okay.
good.
Here's one animal. I was a shy kid, all boys high school. We had dances. You know what I did? I didn't walk up straight to the girl so she could see me coming. I went to the side. I saw who she was talking to. She was talking with some friends, and I'd tap her on. Do you want to dance? Some would say no. I'd say okay, well, take care. I'd go ask somebody else. I'd dance. I learned how to get to the point of getting
Alan,
it
you
in.
had the guts to start out. Okay. Next. Okay. I know Tom is going to disagree with me about this. I think maybe Rich will too. I don't know about. Why not? Let's say Alan's going to disagree with me too. Personalizing outreach is hard because everybody's going to go to their. This is what Jim said. Jim Durbin. Every recruiter is going to go to their LinkedIn page, and if there's something there about they like to raise corgis or have some hobby, they'll pitch that to them. They'll mention that in the email, the outreach email, to make themselves seem like a buddy. Okay, it's a fake and transparent, and most people won't like it, especially if they've had recruiters say the same. All the recruiters are saying the same baloney. Since Tom is always talking about, I watch and see what the university they're with, and I talk about the football team, and that makes me their friend. They trust me. Tommy, what do you think about what I just said? That this stuff is transparently insincere, and nobody falls for it.
When someone says to me, like, I'll get an email that says, I love that you do, you're a thought leader in the engineered products and construction design build space. I know they scraped that from my profile, and they didn't write it themselves. If you're going to do hyper-personalized, it has to look like you wrote it yourself.
That's not even hyper-personalized, but the point that Jim made, stuff like that, that's everybody is, you can tell they don't know anything about you, they don't care about you, they're just looking for some shallow bit of information that they can use.
So I think Tommy's right. I think it's challenging to do, but done well, it's very powerful. Animal, I remember Amy and I were talking one day, and she commented that she was researching like this. There was only like 9 people that could do this job. She was researching them all and found one that liked, I'm just going to say Star Wars. And then she kept digging, and she discovered that this guy probably really liked Monty Python. So what she did is she sent him an email, and in the second paragraph, she said something like, the ogre, you must answer these 3 questions, or what's the average wind speed of a African pigeon or whatever. That's very specific, but it was also because she did a lot of research. That guy called her or replied. They started a conversation, and after a month they did hire the guy. So it does work, but you have to know the person and to do that. And other than that, humor across the board, little light humor works pretty good.
Rich.
Yo, what's up?
We're talking about personalization and hyper-personalization. Tom says if someone goes to his website and sees that he, contributes to some trade journal and compliments him for being a contributor, an important person in that industry, okay, he says he knows they don't mean anything. They've just looked there, and so they you can get a half a dozen guys pretending they're your friend based on that shallow reference. Okay. Now, Tom in particular likes to claim that if you went to, he'll see what university you go to, and he'll start making cracks about what university's football, the football team and stuff. And he claims usually not today, but he claims that works. That makes him their automatic friend. Okay. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think anything can work. I don't do it because I don't have the time or the energy to do it. Personally, I just find that more often than not, you write a good pain-based email and it will do the same thing. When you get on the phone with them, though, you can start bringing stuff up. But if I do see
that's
someone,
when I bring it. When I'm on the phone.
But if I see someone went to like Wisconsin or where my kids are, or I went, they went to school, I'll definitely bring that stuff up for sure. But if there's an easy kind of joke you can make about it, then yeah, absolutely. But I don't
call an Auburn guy and go, oh shit, I can't recruit you. I went to Clemson and stuff like that.
Yeah. Exactly. Like Ohio State and Michigan, big rivals. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I just don't. I don't get it. I mean, okay. Yeah. Fine.
But I don't go on my way to do real hyper personalization.
I mean, like you're recruiting someone who's 40 years old. Oh, you're going to make a joke. Or how do you bring in his university to the?
It depends. If they went to like Big Ten or SEC schools, they oftentimes, more often than not, have like a real affinity for the school.
Yeah, but how do you even bring it into the conversation? Hey,
Because they went there.
Hey,
growing up, man, I want to talk about your university for a zillion years ago. Okay.
Or you could just be like, hey, listen, you went to Michigan. My kids are there now. What'd you think of the school? And hey, by the way, I got this other opportunity you may have an interest in, or hey, if you're interested in hearing about some other.
Okay, you know what? The one with your school, fine, but there's not that many people who you're going to run into who went to the same.
That's actually not true. Like Wisconsin, for one, it's one of like the 15 largest living alumni. They have like 40,000 kids a year. Okay. So
every day you find somebody to talk to about your kids going to that university. Is that what you're saying?
If I search for it, yeah.
Okay.
You know what? It's funny, honestly. So a guy I placed last year who crushed it at this company, become a great client of mine. The only reason I called him is because he went to Wisconsin. His resume was kind of suspect, but he went to Wisconsin. He had this deal with the business school thing. I'm like, all right, Sam, let me see what this dude's all about. He could be a plausible fit, maybe as a consultant for my client. Ended up being an amazing hire. And
you only called him because you could use that line on him. Hey,
yeah,
my kids go to school.
I only called him because you know what? I'm like, he went to Wisconsin. I like Wisconsin people. People that graduate from there are generally pretty good. And but that was why. And we had a great conversation. We ended up even going for drinks. Met my kids up in Wisconsin. Set my kids up for interviews, like with some of his network. So
okay. Moving on. Now, this one is kind of interesting. I would like you guys your feedback. This is a new twist to the greatest weakness question, okay? We all, I think, hate the greatest weakness question. We think it's stupid. But this woman was applying for a job. She had more than one interview. And when she met the CEO said, give me one good reason not to hire you, okay? And so here's what the candidate said. I'm really well organized, so I use my time well. And I keep my work hours and my professional hours separate. So I don't think everything is so urgent that I don't expect to work weekends or after hours.
First of all, it's a stupid question to ask on an interview because people always take those questions and they use it against you. But everything I've ever seen on that, you got to basically lean into something like where you're like, what's your weakness kind of thing.
Yeah, but this isn't your weakness. It's a reason not to hire you.
You can twist it around. Don't hire me because you know what? I get I get too passionate and that kind of bullshit answer.
No, but she says I work 9 to 5. Okay.
Well, I mean that's a stupid answer too.
Is it? You got hired.
Well, it's still a stupid answer.
Ernie, what do you think?
It's a
Ernie,
stupid question to ask.
What?
I ain't gonna get into that one.
He doesn't want to get into it.
No, it's. They're going to ask you anything. You could expect anything.
Yeah, but what about that 9 to 5 answer? Does anyone like it? I work well.
That depends on the job and the industry. I mean, if you're a maintenance manager in the food industry and you say I only work 9 to 5, or you work somewhere where they have 7 days a week they're working, you work 9 to 5, they're going to hire you.
Okay.
But it's kind of like when you order something at a restaurant. You want it without pickles. They bring it to you with pickles because the chef wants it.
Yeah,
it ain't going to work.
So, Animal, to your last dumb question that someone asked, though, if you ask, Chatter AI, they actually had a good answer. It said, you shouldn't hire me if you want someone who's satisfied with average. I push hard, ask questions, expect a lot from myself and my team. That's a good answer.
Isn't that the same thing? Like I work too hard?
Well, kind of, but it's a good answer. It's better than how you presented it.
Okay. Okay, Rich.
My favorite one
If
is
you
I'm
say
too
so.
honest.
It's a great
If you
great
don't
answer.
want mediocre.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a great answer.
who wants mediocre?
It's a great answer to an ultimately.
Lots of people want mediocre.
Oh yeah, the majority. They don't want to be shut up.
Well, actually, I saw another. Let me come to this. Rich is this startup guy. These startups, they think they need super engineers or whatever from these FANG companies, the high-profile super tech companies, when that's not their problem. Those guys would be bored at their companies. They're used to dealing with much bigger problems. Rich, is that true?
No, it's not that going to be bored. At a startup, there's just massive amounts of work to do. There's no structure there.
Okay, so you think that it'll be overwhelming for them, the exact opposite of what I just said.
It can be overwhelming because there's no, it's not like you've got a steady flow of everything rolling in. There's no structured guidelines. You got to be able to figure it out for yourself. You got to be able to, create create this process or this whatever.
And is that true for engineers as well as the sales reps that you place?
I don't place the engineers, but the sales guys.
I place the engineers.
Yeah, why don't you listen, okay, smart guy?
You're looking right at me.
Alan wants to say something. Sorry, I cut him off.
No, I'm just listening. I'm going to shut up for a
I
while.
thought you wanted a good chance to rip me to shreds or whatever I was saying, okay?
I can't rip you to shreds, animal. I love you too much.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
guys.
Okay. Hear about this. Remember we talked about headhunt or having a website? This is proof that headhunters don't need websites. This woman says, I get up to 50 resumes a week from people who assume that I will get them a job. I spend an hour a day responding with kind emails explaining that I'm an executive search firm and I work on behalf of companies. And only once I get a job order, then I go out looking for people who fit that job. Okay. So she says, how can I handle this more effectively? Don't answer those emails. Okay.
Email
Or-
automation. Email automation. You get an email that says, thank you for your resume. If we have an opportunity that fits your background, we'll get back to you ASAP. If not, we'll keep your resume on file for the future. Thank you.
Yeah, that's perfect because you know what? There's zero chance all 50 people are of value. So
Yeah, you just
We all
have an automatic email, and then if you get a chance, look through them real quick. If there's one that's great, you just follow up yourself.
yeah,
And the
Yeah,
rest
so-
is done. I have that in Loxo. Whenever somebody, if I have a place for, if I get an application, I can set it up where they get an auto email that says, thank you, we received your application for the bottle washer in Chicago. If this fits your background, we'll be in touch. If not, we'll keep your resume on file. Thank you, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
It's
settled.
easy. She's an idiot.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I kind of have to agree. An hour
I
a
mean,
day.
seriously, like how the fuck long she been doing this? And she's going to reply to 50 emails, 50 resumes that come unsolicited. Holy shit, I would never get my job fucking done if I did that.
We need to
I have a question that's better than this dumb one. This is an actual real life situation. I have a client who's like, hey, we want to hire your guy. He gives us references. He gave references that of clients, kind of a peer, and I guess in two peers, but no managers. All right. What would you do? What would you tell the client?
You want references? They're worthless. They're out of date.
They are worthless. I mean, they really are. I mean, because you're if you've been in a company for 3-4 years, I mean, not everyone keeps in touch with their old manager.
Yeah.
And
But
believe
you
it or
can
not,
find them.
people
If you're a
usually
good
leave.
recruiter,
No,
you
hang
can
on.
Find
hang
their
on.
old manager.
Listen, people generally leave jobs because they don't like their manager.
Yeah. So
So why would you give them as a fucking reference?
okay. Here's a question. It's a tough one. If you guys don't want to answer, it's fine. Are any recruiters innovative?
my telling companies that for my insurance policy when they want extended warranty times, and say, well, if we had an insurance policy. I started this, and now I got 100 other recruiters start using it. That's an innovation, right?
What's the insurance policy?
Well, it's. I tell them it's 10%. If you want, my warranty's 30 days. If you want longer, it's 10% for every 30 days of the fee. And usually they pretty much turtle right back down to 30 days.
So if the fee's $50,000 for
So
another
be-
30 days is 55.
So it'd be $5,000. Yeah. So it'd be another
Okay.
$5,000 at up front at higher for every
Okay.
30 days they want. And then they would, if the guy leaves in 90 days, we'll replace him.
Okay, so you've got innovative ways to handle specific objections. Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Okay. Well,
That's innovative. Yeah, I mean that's like I have a fast pay discount. If they pay me the day the guy accepts the offer, they get $1,000 off.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
okay. Now this is sort of related to that. Has anyone ever criticized your style of recruiting?
Oh hell yeah.
You want to give us an example?
Yeah, I mean too aggressive. Why are you calling? I mean, take your pick. I mean, I've been called by employers yelling at me. I've gotten called by my own employer saying, "Hey, you need to lay off. You've called 7 people at this one company, and now they're pissed at us and they're calling us. It's hard for me to like one this stands out as the guy called me up and said that I wasn't a Christian because I was recruiting his people. And I said, well, you're a Christian? He goes, yeah. I go, why don't you turn the other cheek then? He got really mad and hung up on me.
Good for you.
That's like Tom Tuna. Tom Tuna said he told this client or candidate that he didn't like baseball, and the guy asked him if he was a communist.
Yeah, that one blew me away. That one, because I get called a communist all the time, but not for not liking baseball.
That's funny.
That was wild. But I will say, this goes back to your personalization thing. I don't watch sports, right? If you ask me right now to name 5 football players who are playing football right now, I could not do that. If you had a gun to my head, I could not give you 5.
Talking to me, Tommy, you seem like a total guy that would be into football.
Nope, not at all.
Good
And
at.
so
He's into
no
rugby.
baseball, no football,
Into
no
rugby.
basketball, none of those. But I keep track of it. So if someone asks me, I can talk intelligently about how the Seahawks won the Super Bowl or whoever won the World Series last year. Like, I keep track of it, but I don't know anything about it. So if someone does, if someone says, "Do you like baseball?" Of course, I'm going to say, "Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we're watching the Orioles." Blah blah blah. I'm never going to say no. I'm never going to say yes. Right? But that guy, that was just weird that the guy would say that. Right? That you're a communist because you don't like baseball. That was just crazy.
It's just one of those jokey things people say, you know.
It doesn't
Yeah.
sound like it was a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, but he must have had a southern accent when, when he said it. I'm sorry, but that's the image that comes to mind. But I read a book about business once by this woman. She was the only woman in the office, and she did exactly what Tom just talked about. She read the sport pages every day just so she could relate to the other people there. They wouldn't see her as an outsider. Okay, so
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like knowing the current events. Like, I don't ever talk politics or religion, but knowing what's going on, baseball, football, soccer, stuff like that. Who won the Oscars or something. Like, if someone asked me, I may not know that now, but back in the day, yeah, like little things like that.
and you see the way
just for
everything
conversation
works. Rich told us he'll talk about politics until the cows come home, right? He doesn't have any problem.
My new favorite is Savannah Guthrie's mom.
Okay, final question. Hold on, Rich.
Yes.
This is something I never understand, and I think Tom has said something like this as well. How can you place the same person multiple times? Are you recruiting him out of the company you put him into and collected a fee?
The companies get acquired.
Yeah. Or something happens, they want to leave, they got to move. Their wife is on work release. If they want to see her, they got to move. Whatever.
If I play every 6 years, I mean, that's once every 5 years. That's a good
If
luck.
they find out that you recruited somebody from their company
who's recruiting?
after they paid you a fee,
I'm not recruiting someone out of their company.
They contact us.
Yeah, first of all, they contact us. One, the guy's usually left the company and now he's no longer at the place they went, or the place they went got acquired, or that manager is already retired, moved on, or is dead. So where's my ethical issue?
Yeah, I placed Lisa Reimert 3 or 4 times. I placed John Zavagny just the other day. I placed him. That was the second or third time with him. I mean, yeah, we call them team players.
Yeah, exactly. These are the guys that pay for college and stuff, you know.
Thursday morning, 8:45 a.m. Eastern, the great America's Recruiter, Rich Rosen, teaches an online class for recruiters, and he answers every question, okay? And his students can challenge him just like I do. He doesn't mind. He'll tell them everything, okay? 8:45, Rich at cornerstonesearch.com. Hold on a second. Trisha, your partner retired. Is she still doing the class with you?
She's still doing the class. Well, the only live class she does is our class.
Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to give up Richie Rich because they fight in front of their class. They have different opinions.
Is this the last year that she's doing it, Rich? She's not going to do it with you next year?
Right now, she's still going to do it next year.
Okay.
It's a fun class. So
It's one of those retirements like Frank Sinatra retired 5 times or something like
Anyway,
that. Tommy Pistachio Elascio, raise your hand.
Hey guys,
hi.
I will tell you
Okay,
right now,
him.
before he
That's
jumps
him.
into my video, you guys got to go watch the deep research demo I did on Typing Mind.
You use the deep research tool. It's a plug-in, okay? It's
Correct.
not an LLM. It's a plug-in that you plug into Typing Mind, but
Correct.
you have to use 2 other plugins with the deep research plugin in
Correct.
order to make the deep research plugin work. Is that what you're saying?
You have to have what you have to do is get an API key from Firecrawl and SERP API.
Yeah.
And those 2, is what makes the deep research plugin work, right?
But
And
that's
then
but that's a separate plugin. So you have to get 3 things in order to make it work.
get 2 API keys to run the deep research plugin. Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But why then use that instead of some other Gemini deep research? or
Because
something like that?
I've done it. I've compared Gemini deep research. I've compared what I was able to done with this is better than any deep research I've seen yet.
Okay. And if you want to find out about this stuff, Tom talks about it endlessly on his show, Fridays at 12:30 Eastern Time. At
Recruiter Roundtable.
The Recruiter Roundtable. Is it therecruiterroundtable.com?
TheRecruiterRoundtable.com.
Every
Yep.
week I ask the same question. Is it recruiterroundtable.com or therecruiterroundtable.com? It's the recruiter. And you'll find Ernie there. He's a co-manager. And you'll find Alan there. And you'll find David M. Marr there.
Rich stops by occasionally. Animal stops
That's
by
it. Okay,
occasionally.
yeah.
Everybody stops by.
Plus, he's also got another show, Ask the Headhunter, Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to guess it's a similar.
Well, what we do now with that is we do a demo. The first 10 minutes is a demo. And I did the Type Be Mine deep research demo yesterday. And then we open it up to questions. Anybody wants to ask any questions about recruiting, headhunting, anywhere in between, we answer those questions.
Okay. Anything else, anybody? No. Alan Fleur, Ernie Moreno, and Tommy Pistachio Elascio. Thanks for coming.